Hi, Satish.
Hi, Dinesh. How are you?
Good. How's it going today?
Good. How's everything?
Yeah, I'm having a good day. I didn't have anybody for Express Yoga, but I'm hoping that like maybe next week somebody will try it out.
Yeah, I thought at that slot it was the children's yoga before, or
It used to be children's yoga, but because schools it started,
okay,
they thought that it would probably like not get anybody. So kids could come, but it's not a kids yoga. It's
right.
for adults.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it will be better if you can switch the days instead of like same day, Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe
Hmm.
you can switch the days that maybe Monday and Thursday or something.
Well,
Then
you know what? That's I'll give it a try for I guess this month, and then I'll that's a good idea. If I don't get anybody this month, I'll try it then next month if I could do Monday and Thursday as the express and see.
then maybe regular people who is joining Tuesday and Wednesday, they might join in for that days too.
That's a good point. That's a really good idea. Um, I'm gonna wait till the end of the
Yeah,
month
wait for
and
this month and then we'll see. Because we always do this like this bigger classes, right? 12 to 1. So that audience is already gone. So I don't know who else will be.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Or unless if we have lunch meeting or something, then we can use that first one and then we can have meeting. That will be kind of alternate for me. If I have meeting from lunch meeting from 12 to 1, then I
Yeah,
can do yoga for 12, 11:15 to 11:45 and then I'm done.
yeah,
Dennis,
yeah.
Dennis, another thing I was about to suggest you is, yeah, that's a good idea. If you can switch a days, the other people can attend it. If whoever is not able to join on Tuesday and Wednesday, but can you ask Linda or I don't know who is the person if they can record it your session and leave it for 1 week for other employees if they can just do it with a recording,
Okay.
because if you switch a day, if you go to Monday, I won't be able to join on a Monday, and I really don't want to miss it. So if there is any way, if they can record it and keep it just for 1 week, and whoever can.
Yeah, I can ask that. But this would be actually adding days, what I was talking about with Satish, because we added express yoga. Were you here yet? I don't think you were here yesterday.
No, I wasn't here. No,
But have you heard about the express yoga class?
no.
Oh, even I didn't hear about it.
Okay, so I just put the link and with the passcode in the chat right now. And what it is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm going to teach a 30-minute yoga. We still have this class that we're doing now, but I'm also going to teach another class called Express Yoga, and it'll be from 11:15 to 11:45 on Tuesday and Wednesdays.
Same days, you mean?
Same days. So
Oh.
yeah, so you have an option now.
Oh.
So
But same days, do you think it will make difference? Because not people are joining same days.
I know that's why Satish suggested.
Yeah.
Like I try
Because
like
I can right now can join only one class. Tuesday I'm missing it.
yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. So, but
Because they totally restrict us,
So if
not
you-
to do yoga on site. Even if we have a time, suppose I go to work on a Tuesday and we have a time on a Tuesday, but there is no space for us to do yoga. They totally close all the yoga room and everything.
Yeah,
okay,
they don't want anybody to go.
okay, I can do what you said, Nita, and I mean I can easily record the class. Like I'm recording this class right now.
And also what I think I agree with Satish, if you do like 4 different days, what happens is like people get flexibility, anybody can join. So you'll get a lot of people instead of doing it just 2 days, same class.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll tell Linda this week then. I'll say that and see like if that's okay. And
So
then
we get a flexibility to join either all 4 or 2 or 1 or whoever can join. So every time there will be people.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Instead of me sitting for half an hour.
Yeah, and just
People
waiting.
will come.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay, well, I'll get started. Thank you.
Thank you.
all
Yes.
for the idea. That's wonderful. Thanks, Satish. Okay. So, let me just pin my screen to make sure you can see me. So sitting in Sukhasana, your easy seat, lengthen spine, close your eyes with me, rest one hand on the chest and the other hand on the belly. Just start to become aware of your breath. Lower the hands onto the knees, palms turned down. Inhale, exhale, open your eyes, hinge forward from the hips, walk the hands out, let your head hang. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, sitting tall. We'll stretch our right arm overhead and look upward to the ceiling, lateral flexion. Inhale, center, exhale. We're going to twist to our right, left hand outside of the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist from the waist. Push off the back hand, come to center. Reach the left arm overhead. Remember to look upward. Inhale, center, and exhale. Let's twist to our left, right hand outside of the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist from the waist. Push off the back hand as you come to your center and bring the opposite leg in front. So we're going to close our eyes, roll the shoulders back, and push the palms to the floor. This is your chest opener. Remember, the fingertips are turned away from the hips, and you can walk the hands close together if you'd like. Begin to breathe slowly and deeply, in and out through the nose. Long inhalations, longer exhalations. And opening the eyes, extend your arms out to the sides. One more lateral flexion, right hand slides up, left arm stretches overhead. Turn your chest upward to the ceiling as you look up to the left. Remember to keep your left sit bone pressed into the ground. Pushing away with the bottom hand, we're going to come to center. Slide the left hand out. Stretch the right arm overhead. And push through the bottom hand, come to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Let's go at our own pace here. Use the breath. Each inhalation takes the arms up, and the exhalation returns the hands in front of heart center. one more time around. When your exhalation's finished, release the hands to the knees so your palms are turned down. Inhale and exhale as you open your eyes, hinge forward from the hips, walk the hands out, let your head hang. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, walk the hands in, sitting tall. We'll come to all fours. And then we're going to go into spinal balance. Begin with your right foot. So stretch back through the right leg, push into the ball of the right foot, and then raise the right heel in line with the hip, left arm out in front. To go deeper, you can bend the back knee and hold on to the ankle. Keep pushing your right foot into your hand if you're holding on to the ankle. Or rather push the foot away from your hip. That's going to increase the stretch in the quadriceps in the right thigh. Exhale, hand, knee, back to the mat. Reach back through the left leg. Push into the ball of the left foot, heel in line with the hip, right arm out in front. And deepening the posture, left knee bends, hold on to the left ankle with the right hand. And just like before, push your left foot into the hand away from the hip. Continue with the Ujjayi deep breath. And exhale, hand, knee to the mat. We'll go to Balasana or Child's Pose. Let your sit bones drop onto the heels. Arms out in front, forehead resting on the mat, or rest your forehead on a stacked fist if you prefer, whatever works for you today. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the chest. Come to all fours. Separate the knees, hip width apart. Inhale, lift the chest. Turn the tailbone to the ceiling and press the belly button to the floor. With the exhalation, tuck the tailbone under, round the back, chin to chest. So kind of making the breath organic here. It's the breath that's causing the body to move. The inhale creates the lift of the chest, and the exhale pulls the tailbone under. Okay, let's do another cat-cow. We'll bring our spine back to neutral and return to child's pose or Balasana. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. Come to all fours. Separate your knees hip width apart and go into downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips. Bring the weight to your heels. Press the chest to the knees, looking at your toes. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Standing forward bend. Bend both knees here. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, center. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look out in front. Exhale, fold in half. Bend the knees, palms on the ground, step back into your plank position. Engage your abdominals. Use the exhalation to lower yourself to Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart and chest for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Push into the tops of the feet here. Bend the elbows, press away from the floor, curling the toes under, lift the hips, coming to downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs and walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees again. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, Urdhva Hastasana, drishti towards your thumbs. Inhale, center. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in half. Knees are bent, palms are on the ground. Let's step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Your gaze is outward. Turn the elbows to the hips. Inhale, lift the heart and chest, upward facing dog. Bend the elbows, press away from the floor. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Continue to use the Ujjayi breath, always keeping the mind on the breath. Three-legged dog pose. Sink the left heel to the mat, pull the right knee to the chest. Option to stay here or extend the right leg straight up to the ceiling. Notice how my right leg is straight. There's not a bend in the knee. Pigeon pose, Kapotasana. Bring the right knee to the chest. Drop the right knee in between the hands. We're going to slide the left leg down the mat. Your chest is lifted here. Inhale, with an exhalation through the nostrils, hinge forward from the hips. Walk the hands out. Let your forehead rest on the floor, or if you prefer, use a block or your stacked fist to rest your forehead on. Double check your alignment. You want to make sure that your hips are balanced. If you feel like you're rolling towards your right hip, center them, pressing both evenly to the floor as you try and get the entire top of the left thigh flush with the ground. Inhale as you lift the head and chest. Walk the hands in. Curl the toes of the left foot under. We're going to go to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Squeeze the upper arms to the sides of the torso. Inhale, lift the heart and chest for your upward facing dog. And we'll bend the elbows as we exhale back to downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing slowly and deeply, continuing with the Ujjayi breath. We'll move to three-legged dog pose on the left side. Sink the right heel to the floor. Bring the left knee to the chest and extend the left leg straight up to the ceiling. Be aware of your hips. There's no turnout in the hips. The hips are turned down to the floor. One more breath, and then we'll go to pigeon pose, Kapotasana. Bring the left knee to the chest, drop it in between the thumbs, and then slide your right leg down the mat, make it grow longer. Chest is lifted. Right hip turned towards the left knee to square the hips to the short edge of the mat. Inhale, use the exhalation to hinge forward from the hips as you walk the hands out. Rest the forehead on the floor or your stacked fist. Level the hips. If you're rolling towards the left side this time, balance them. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest. So our hands frame our left knee. Curl the toes of the right foot under. Left leg slides back to meet it. Plank. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Bring the weight to the heels. Press your chest to the knees. Bend the knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees again. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest, reaching back. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. We're gonna go into some standing postures next. We'll start with chair pose. You can always step forward to the short edge of the mat if you need to. Make sure your toes, ankles are touching. Squeeze the inner thighs, bring the knees together. Pull your navel in and up. Tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, drop the seat. Keeping your right foot in front, step back to the left. This is warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Reach your arms up to the side. Today we're going to transition to warrior three from here. So you can separate the hands shoulder width apart and then start to lean forward. I don't have room because of my fireplace here, so I'm going to have my arms out to the sides. Of course, with the arms out to the sides, that's the easiest. I'll let you do what you're comfortable with, okay? So bringing the weight forward into the right foot, pick your left foot up. An intermediate version of warrior three would be the hands alongside the torso. To return to warrior one, bend the front knee, drop the left foot, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands in front of heart center, and step two, mountain pose. This is also known as Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, reaching back for upward salute. Inhale, center. Exhale into Utkatasana. Pull your navel in and up. Tuck the tailbone under. Next exhalation, drop the seat. We're going to do our warrior one again. Left foot's in front. Step back to the right. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Keep your chest lifted. Turn the right hip to the left knee. So getting ready to transition to warrior three, Virabhadrasana three. Just like before, you can have your hands separated on shoulder width apart. Going into warrior three this way, this is the most challenging. It's going to be easiest with the arms out to the side. And if you don't have any room like me, you can have your arms out to the side. And then transition to an intermediate version if you want. Bring the weight forward to the left foot, pick up the right foot. So we're trying to make our torso parallel with the floor. Remember the option for arms alongside the torso. Back to warrior one, bend the left knee, step to the right foot, press into the outside edge of the back right foot. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Step back to mountain or Tadasana. Inhale, arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking out in front. Exhale, fold in half. Bend your knees, bring your palms to the ground. Step to a plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. do a low lunge. Come to all fours. Step your right foot forward. Reach your arms overhead, lifting the chest. You can lift the chin as well if you want to change your gaze up to the palm. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Twist to your right, left elbow outside of the right knee. Your gaze is to the raised right elbow. And the hands we're pressing downward, trying to bring them in front of heart center. So your right hand pushes on the bottom left hand. And your right knee is probably going to cave inwards a bit. So push the right knee into the left elbow. Hands in front of heart center. Palms to the ground. Back to all fours. Low lunge, unadjusted, left side, left foot steps forward. Get your balance. Raise your arms up. And you're welcome to look straight ahead if it throws you off balance, looking upward to your thumbs. Make sure you keep your left ankle underneath the left knee. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Turn to your left. Bring the right elbow outside of the left knee. Press your left knee into the right elbow. Gaze to your left elbow. Bring the hands in front of heart center again. Palms on the ground, fingertips on the ground, back to all fours. Downward dog, curl the toes under, lift the hips. Bend your knees, look in between the thumbs. Walk or step your feet forward. Bend both knees. Inhale as you raise your arms up, lift the chest. Exhale for Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. And lower the arms as you turn your palms outwards for Tadasana. Let's step to face the wide edge of the mat. Your toes are turned forward. There's no turn out in the ankles. And sides of the feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat. And there's something called pronating. And what that means is sometimes, I'm going to just show you now, is you push your weight inward on the inner arches of the feet. Just be aware if you're doing that. You also don't want to supinate where you press your weight to the outside edges of the feet. You want to try and have that happy medium where you've got the four corners of the foot pressed evenly to the floor. Hands on hips, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Feel free to use the block here. Or hands on legs or fingertips or palms on the floor. Top of the head pointed to the ground. Looking in between the legs. This posture is called Prasrita Padottanasana, which is standing wide angle, forward bend. Engage the quadriceps. So the muscles right here in the front of the thighs, squeeze them. Bend your knees and start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. You don't want to feel lightheaded, but if you do, that's okay. Inhale, arms up. If you happen to feel lightheaded, just stay here. Otherwise, you can do a counter stretch, reaching back to lift the chin and look upward to your thumbs. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of heart center. Release your arms, transitioning to goddess pose. Turn your toes to the corner edges of the mat now. So now there's a turnout in the ankles. Hands are on hips. Bend your knees. Drop your feet. Your choice if you'd like to keep the hands on your hips or add these L-shaped arms, goalpost arms with the elbows in line with the shoulders, palms turned outwards. Next exhalation, drop your seat. Don't let your seat break parallel with the knees, but our intention is to eventually get our hips in line with the knees. standing tall. Heel toe the feet together, or you can hop them together if you want. And we'll step into Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your eyes with me. Hands are in front of heart center. Lift your toes, spread them wide into the mat. Push the four corners of your foot to the floor, both sides of the ball of the foot, both sides of the heel of the foot rooted into the ground. Inhale and exhale. Open the eyes, stare at a fixed point. Place the right foot either on the ankle, side of calf, or inner thigh. Your choice if you want to reach the arms overhead or keep them in front of heart center. Keep using the Ujjayi breath and relax your facial muscles or even smile softly. And exhale, hands in front of heart center. Bring the knee to the midline and we'll step to mountain pose, Tadasana, so your shoulders are relaxed. Closing the eyes once more. Press the palms together in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart center. Find a comfortable standing position. Once the feet are rooted into the floor, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders. And one more time, pick up the toes, fan them out into the mat, and push the four corners of the foot to the floor so both sides of the ball of the foot, both sides of the heel of the foot are rooted into the ground. Inhale. Exhale as we return our hands back in front of heart center. Bring the knee to the midline, and we'll just step into Tadasana, your mountain pose. Good. We're gonna move into one more balancing posture, half moon pose or Ardha Chandrasana. For the half moon pose, if you want, since you're at home, you might have some wall space, and you can stand in front of a wall so that you could push your back and hips into the wall. That's just a prop. So anyway, if you have a block, you can use it. We're going to separate our feet one leg's distance apart. Turn your feet to the right, your right, and take your block, if you are using it, and put it in front of your right foot, but slightly out to the side. Okay? So all we're going to do is bend the right knee. It's a balancing pose. Look at something on the floor. Keep your gaze there to help with your balance. Right hand comes to the block or the floor if it's comfortable, and left arm is up in the air. For those of you who feel really steady in this pose, try not to use the block or the fingertips on the floor. That would be you're just standing on your right leg. We're going to come out of the pose, release the raised arm, drop the left foot, straighten up, and turn to the left. Go to the opposite side, your left. So the block is now in front of the left foot, but slightly to the side. And we'll go by bending the left knee, bringing the hand to rest on the block to raise the floor to you, or bringing the fingertips to the floor. If there's a wall behind you, it means you're pressing your shoulder blades and hips evenly into the wall. And for those of you who feel super steady, then you can start to take your left hand off the floor. But I'm not that steady today. So bend the front knee, step back with the right foot, and we're going to heel toe our feet together to return to a mountain pose. Palms are turned outwards and your shoulders are relaxed. Step forward to the short edge of the mat. Place the hands on the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Inhale, lengthen spine. Look out in front. Exhale, fold in half. Bend the knees. Palms on the mat. Step to plank. Bend the knees. Drop the feet. And we're going to go to child's pose or Balasana with the sit bones resting on the heels. Inhale, lift your head, lift the chest. Coming to all fours. Swing your feet around to the short edge of the mat. So you're in Dandasana or your staff pose. We'll take it to our table pose next by walking the hands about 6 inches or so behind the hips. Walk the feet partway up the mat. Press into the feet and palms as you lift the hips. Our intention is to get our hips in line with the knees. You can either look straight ahead, up to the ceiling, or point the top of the head to the floor. And just so your eyes aren't rolling back towards the head, your gaze is forward towards the nose. Continue with the Ujjayi breath. Pick up the head, look straight ahead, and return your hips to the ground. Legs out again as you go back to Dandasana. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretch your fingertips to the side, long spine as you exhale and hinge forward from the hips. Your decision to hold on to the legs, the ankles, or the feet, or use a strap if you want to place on the balls of the feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Inhale, we're going to come back to our center, so you're in Dandasana. And slide the fingers towards the knees. Look down at the belly button as you roll onto your elbows, your shoulder blades. And then let the head rest on the mat. Walk the heels to the sit bones. Lower the small of the back to the floor. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. And then we'll transition to Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining down angle pose. Press the soles of the feet together, bottoms of the feet touching, knees turned out to opposite sides, and your arms are away from the sides of the torso, so the palms are turned upward to the ceiling. I invite you to close your eyes here. Return your breath to its natural rhythm. And just keep your mind focused on your breath. You're not controlling the breath. You're not using your Ujjayi breath. You're letting it flow naturally without any effort. But if you become aware of the breath again, just notice the quality of it, the texture of it. Your breath may be already flowing smoothly through the body, or possibly it's a little jagged from previous poses that we've done. Let's reopen the eyes, bring the knees together. Bottoms of the feet are on the floor and the arms are alongside the torso. Lower the small of the back to the floor again. And we're going to go into Anandasana. I hope you guys can still see me. Sorry, let me adjust the camera. All right. So if anybody can't see me while I'm lying on the floor like this, please let me know. I'm going to have us move our knees to the chest. Take the arms to the insides of the legs. And with your first two fingers, your index and middle fingers, slide them in between the big and second toe. Walk with the thumbs. If that's not comfortable to hold onto the toes, no problem. Just hold on to the legs or the ankles. So the bottoms of the feet are turned upward to the ceiling. And you can pull on the legs or the big toes to bring the tops of the thighs down towards the floor. This is joyful baby pose, also known as Anandasana. Release your big toes, bring the knees together, and return the feet to the floor. You're going to slide one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll the legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. Pushing out through the left foot, you can bring your legs together here. You're going to pull your right knee into the chest and interlace the fingers over the front of the right shin. Keep pulling the knee closer and closer to the body. This is actually called release the wind pose. And then we're going to return our right foot to the floor. Slide the right leg down, press out through the right heel. Pull the left knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers over the front of the left shin and keep pulling the left knee into the chest. Press out through the heels. Return your foot to the floor. Slide the leg down the mat. Roll the legs in and out from the hips and then let them rest. Walk the heels to the sit bones. Lower the small of the back onto the ground again. Cross your right ankle over the left knee. Turn the right knee out to the side. Flex your right foot. Keep your right ankle straight. Inhale, left foot up off the floor. And you can hold on to the right shin or thread the needle, right arm in between the legs, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the left thigh or over the front of the left shin. Using the Ujjayi breath, breathe into the tightness, using the inhalation to create space, and the exhalation to guide the legs closer towards your chest. Don't force anything. Just try and surrender to the posture, relaxing into the pose. Release the hands, return the foot to the floor, uncross the legs, and we're gonna go to the other side. Left ankle crosses over the right knee, left knee out to the side. Flex the left foot. Notice I'm going to keep my ankle straight. I'm not going to sickle my foot in. Inhale, right foot up off the floor, holding onto the left shin, threading the needle if you want, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin. Release the hands, return your foot to the ground. Uncross your legs, slide one leg out, then the other. Roll your legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. Reclining twist is next. So I'm going to scoot down so I have some more space here. You're going to have your arms out to the sides, hands in line with the shoulders. Inhale the knees to the chest and exhale as you drop your knees to the right. Your head is turned to look towards your left hand, so everybody turn your head to the left, even though I'm going to stay facing the camera to talk to you. Option is to take your right hand and have it on the side of the left thigh to guide the knees closer to the comfortable with the hands on the floor, that's fine too. If you want to go even deeper into the posture, you can pull your knees upward towards your right elbow and extend your left leg out. So notice in this posture, this is very intense, so don't force yourself into this pose. You're welcome to stay in the previous version. But if you did extend the top left leg out, I pulled my right knee up under my left knee, so my right knee is supporting the left knee. Bring your head back to center, both knees bent, palms on the floor. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, lower the knees to the left. Your head turns to your right, the knees and head in opposite direction. Option to rest the left hand on the side of the right thigh, or next option would be to extend your right leg out. You're going to have to pull the left knee up most likely to get it underneath the right knee. And if you did extend your right leg, you're holding onto the right heel with your left hand. Let's bring our head to center, palms on the floor, knees bent. Inhale the knees to the chest. Hug the shins as you begin to roll forward and back for a Upasana, side to side. Option to lift the head and shoulders, rolling over the lower back and kidneys as you give the area a gentle massage. And return to center. Release the hands and feet to the floor. Slide one leg down the mat, then the other. Roll the legs in and out from the hips and let them rest. And we are going to move into guided relaxation next. So make yourself comfortable in Shavasana. Feel free to turn your lights off if they're on. Add a blanket if you want. Add socks, eye pillow, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And please stay reclined on your mat with the eyes closed. And we'll start with an inhalation through the nose with a longer exhalation out through the nostrils. Let your awareness flow down to the toes. Wiggle the toes. Let your feet rest. Move to the hands. Wiggle the fingers. Open wide through the palms. Stretch all the way out through the fingertips. Curl the fingers in. Soft fist. Squeeze it a few times. And release, letting the hands open again. Becoming aware of the natural curl to the fingers. And we'll bring the focus back down to the feet. Visualize a healing energy. Let it travel into the big toes. As you become aware of your big toes, just notice how it feels in a single moment in time. Then let the energy travel to the second toe. Just noticing the second toe. When you're ready, guide the energy to the next toe and the next until eventually it flows into the smallest toe. Notice the spaces in between each of the toes. Let the healing energy slide down the backs of the toes and wash through the soles of the feet. Feel the energy massaging the bottoms of the feet, rubbing away any cramping, any fatigue that might exist in the foot. Guide the healing energy through the tops of the feet into the ankles. Feel the energy swirling around the outsides of the ankles. Move the energy up the fronts of the lower legs. Let it wrap around the sides of the lower legs and flow into the calf muscles and the backs of the lower legs. Just easing away any tension that might exist in the lower half of the legs. Guide the healing energy upward to the knees. Let it flow higher, traveling into the fronts of the thighs. As you invite this healing energy to travel through the quadriceps, the large muscle group in the fronts of the thighs, consciously relax your quads. Feel them let go, feel them release. Gently wrap the healing energy around the sides of the thighs and let it flow into the hamstrings and the backs of the thighs. As you feel this healing energy making its way through the hamstrings, like any tension that may have collected in the hamstrings, any emotions that sometimes collect in your hamstrings, just ease away. Permit the energy to rise upward into the hips. Feel it swirl around the outsides of the hips. Allow your hips to unwind and open. Let the energy continue on its upward journey through the body. Feel it rising into the abdominal cavity. Soften the belly. Guide the healing energy higher. Let it rise up to the center of the chest. And once the energy has reached the center of your chest, feel it spread out across your chest with a pleasant sensation. Allow your chest to untighten. Move the healing energy upward to the tops of the shoulders. Relax your shoulders towards the floor. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Move the energy up from the tops of the shoulders into both sides of the neck. Let any stress that may have collected in the sides of the neck fade away. Soften the throat. Relax the jawline. As you release your jaw, become aware of the space created between the upper and bottom row of teeth. Move the healing energy into the face. Let the energy spread out across the face, moving all of your facial muscles out to the sides. Releasing any lines or creases that might exist in the face. Guide the energy from the forehead into the scalp. Allow the energy to wash throughout the entire scalp like warm water from a shower. Feel your scalp begin to loosen. Guide the healing energy from the back of the scalp into the back of the neck. As you become aware of the back of the neck, visualize the small muscles in the back of the neck softening. Let any residual stress in the back of the neck continue to fade away. And slowly guide the healing energy down the spine so it spiral in between the spaces of each of the vertebrae that make up the spine until eventually it reaches the base of the spine. Let the energy radiate out from the center of the spine. Feel it flow across the middle of the back. Guide the energy into the lower back. And then let the healing energy rise up across the shoulder blades. Invite this energy to flow freely throughout the entire back, deeply massaging all of the muscles of the back, seeking out any knots that might exist within the muscles of the back, and just rubbing those knots away. Relax the shoulder blades into the floor. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Move the energy from the shoulder blades back to the tops of the shoulders. Once the energy is returned to the tops of the shoulders, let it flow into the upper arms, relaxing the muscles in the upper arms. Move the energy to the elbows. Sense the spaciousness in the elbow joints. Guide the energy through the forearms, into the wrist joints. Feel the spaciousness within each wrist joint. And finally, let the healing energy flow into the hands and collect in the center of the palms. Once you feel that you're holding this energy in each hand, send it out to your fingers. Become aware of one finger at a time. As you focus on a single finger, notice the knuckle joint within the finger. Sense the spaciousness within the knuckle joint of that individual finger. Give yourself a moment to do this with each finger. When you're ready, let the healing energy exit out through the fingertips, taking away with it any toxins or impurities from the body, leaving your entire body cleansed and deeply relaxed, and your mind at peace, yet still aware, just focused as you change your concentration for the moment to focus on a single point, which is your own relaxation. Take an active inhalation through your nose, longer exhalation out through the nostrils. I invite you to reopen the eyes and staying reclined and comfortable on your back. We'll begin to reawaken the body by wiggling the toes, rolling the ankles around, rolling the entire leg in and out from the hips, and then letting the legs rest. Move to the hands, wiggle the fingers, let the hands rest. Walk your heels to the sit bones, one at a time. Raise the right arm overhead and roll onto your right side. Resting on your right side for some natural breaths here. When you're ready, press your left palm into the ground in front of you, pushing yourself up into Sukhasana, easy seat, and we'll get ready for meditation. If anybody wants to do half lotus or even full lotus here, that's fine. I prefer to do Sukhasana, but whatever cross-legged position works for you. Bring your awareness to the third eye, your Ajna chakra in between the eyebrows, slightly above. At any point during the meditation, when the mind moves on to other thoughts, gently return it to the third eye. slowly returning your awareness to the room. Take an active inhalation through your nose, longer exhalation out through the nostrils. Gently open the eyes. Gaze softly at the floor in front of you. And ending here, press the palms together in front of heart center, sealing in the benefits of today's practice. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you guys. Thank you for the great ideas, and I'll tell Linda about them today.
Thank you, Dennis.
Bye.
Bye.
Good week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.